The Grip by The Plenteous Life. Doing weekly rest. Welcome back to The Grip. I'm Becky Henderson, founder of The Plenteous Life. Since weekly rest is essential for workability and productivity in one's life, it should come as no surprise to you that it's a foundational element of my work as a coach. And what fascinates me is that culturally, most of us believe weekly rest is a great idea, even advocate for it, but few of us actually do it. And it's our actions that demonstrate what we truly believe. You know, for much of my adult life, I thought that a 3-hour Sunday afternoon nap was getting the job done. Well, nice try, but no, it absolutely was not getting the job done. So what does it look like to do weekly rest? That's what today's focus is about. I'm giving you a snapshot of how I intentionally rest each week. I've been practicing this for over 10 years now. And what my practice looks like today is a reflection of many experiments and many recalibrations throughout changing seasons of life. I want to point out that what I am sharing with you today is not a standard of the perfect or the right way to do weekly rest. And it's an example of what's working really well for me and my household right now. So the context for how I practice is this. Number one, purpose. The purpose is renewed vitality in every aspect of my life. And I mean every aspect. That's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, financially, professionally. Number two, all guidelines are created by me for my benefit. I am free to uncreate them at any time. Everything is beneficial and nothing is obligatory. Number three, my practice respects the individual differences of those that practice weekly rest with me. We share the activities that recharge us similarly, and we give space to each other to pursue specific activities separately that recharge us uniquely. So enjoy this peek behind the curtain of Becky's weekly rest practice. The when and where, what I do, and what I cease to do. Let's dive in. Becky's weekly rest practice. When and where. In our house, our day of rest starts Friday evening and lasts until Saturday evening, so roughly 24 hours. And often, it even carries over into Sunday morning. We have made a ritual celebration out of closing the door on the week behind us and welcoming the week ahead with our own version of a Shabbat service. We light candles, we take communion, and we give thanks to God for His goodness and His blessing over our marriage, work, and community. And then we enjoy a great meal in the evening together. We typically celebrate this ritual at home, but we've often celebrated it while visiting friends and even on vacation. I want you to know that I fiercely protect this time and have integrated it into the fundamental fabric of our life because now it is our life. What I do. Number one, proactive scheduling. I schedule all work and home tasks to be accomplished Sunday afternoon through Friday afternoon. I block weekly rest as an appointment on my calendar and protect that time from becoming the catch-all for things I don't get done that week. I say no to almost all non-restful invitations that occur within the weekly rest window. And for the rare event I choose to attend, I shift my rest window that week so that I still get 24 hours of rest in. Lastly, emergencies. Genuine emergencies are rare, and when they arise, I handle them and then either immediately resume my weekly rest or I reschedule it for the soonest day possible. Number two, I do spontaneity, connection, and adventure. My work schedule and commitment to integrity keep me mindful of the clock all throughout the week. So on my rest day, I take liberty to do what I want, when I want, without scheduling it in advance. And I rarely pay attention to the clock. I sleep in. I nap whenever I want to. I have uninterrupted time with my spouse, family, and friends so that we get to enjoy one another, play, and grow closer together. And lastly, I will often spend extended time in prayer and meditation. Number three, I do different mental attention. My analytical and thinking brain gets the day off, since my work week is filled with professional development, listening, coaching, and business activities, I purposely turn my mental attention to other topics for my rest day. So any content I consume, whether that is movies, books, articles, will largely be comedy, action, or travel. The point here is to engage my mind in a very different way than how I normally use it the other 6 days of the week. And number 4 of what I do different physical movement. I spend much of my week tethered to the computer or the phone, so on my day off, I intentionally move my body in ways that it doesn't experience while I'm working. I make sure to get outside, get into nature. I garden, or maybe I go swimming, hiking, or simply exploring around. I love salsa dancing, so I will often, on my weekly rest, I will often go out salsa dancing. It is, for me, an activity that while it's very physical, it's very restorative, and it recharges not only my body, it recharges my soul. What I cease to do. Number 1, I cease to do all business activity. No client calls, texts, or email. No writing for the grip. No development of coaching resources, business planning, or ideating for the future of the plenteous life. And no professional development for myself. Number 2, I cease to do household tasks, to-dos, and errands. All of it. Meals are unplanned and no one is obligated to cook. I might cook a meal, and I don't have to. We often make brunch together and opt for takeout for dinner. But it's all very spontaneous, none of it's planned ahead of time, and we go with whatever mood we happen to be in the moment. No laundry, bills, maintenance, cleaning, or repairs. No shopping, banking, or servicing our car. All of those things get done on the other 6 days of the week. Number 3, I cease to do rigid schedules and routines, as if you haven't figured that out already. So no scheduled bedtime, no scheduled wake-up time, no scheduled meal time, no obligatory events or appointments, but again, like I said earlier, except by exception. Number 4, I cease to do marriage work. No conversations focused on scheduling, finances, or other administrative decisions for our relationship. We've actually designated another day during the week for these types of conversations. And if there is an ongoing issue in our marriage that we're working on and comes up against the end of the week, comes up against our rest day, we will pause that conversation in order to do weekly rest together. And interestingly, many issues, now not all, certainly not all, but many issues actually resolve themselves just from taking this intentional break. Lastly, number 5, I cease to do social media. I don't post or even log on to social media for at least 24 hours and often much longer than that. So I don't know how my weekly rest schedule sounds to you, but to me, it's glorious. As much as I love fulfilling my purpose through work, weekly rest is something special. It is intentionally different from all the other days of the week, and for me, it's sacred. My intention in sharing how I practice weekly rest is to stir your own creative ideas for how you might create it yourself. Next week, I'll cover the important elements of weekly rest that shaped the practice I shared today. And with these elements, you'll be equipped to design your own weekly rest in a way that best suits you. So be sure to stick around for that. This has been another edition of The Grip. Thank you for being part of this community. The world needs more of who you are, and we deeply appreciate your presence here. From all of us at The Plenteous Life, may you prosper in every way.